Hello, welcome back everybody. Thank you so much for coming back, and we're going to be doing some mint chip ice cream. The cone tutorial I already have as a separate tutorial, and there will be a link in the description box and on the video itself. To create the mint color, I'm mixing about an even amount of white and translucent Primo, a little bit of green Primo, and then a touch of peacock pearl to soften the neon green and put it a tiny bit more on the blue side. So once you mix that all together, you're going to come up with a color like this. So it's a soft minty green color. And then I show you actually how to do a scoop of ice cream in the cone. I have TLS at the very back of my paper, and I dip the cone itself into it, just the edges of the cone. I roll a little bit of the mint color into a ball. So we'll do this. I'll pull a little bit of that off because that ball is really large. Okay, so here we go. So what I do is I put the ball itself onto my cone. That's how it starts. Now I start pulling this. If you have seen me shape ice cream before, you can always fast forward past this part. I show you how I shape the ice cream in case you're new, but also it's handy to be able to do this on your own without a mold. And then when you create your perfect ice cream scoop, you could make a mold of it. And then from then on, you just pop a little ball into your mold, trim off the back side, and pop it out of the mold. So as you can see, that kind of creates the ridge that comes down. That TLS holds the baked clay and wet clay together, kind of like a glue. And then we're going to texture our ice cream. So you just continue to texture it with a toothbrush, and you press it against the side and down to keep a rounded shape. And then you could even rough up the little ridge that you created, because when you take a scoop of ice cream, sometimes it looks a little bit airy. I find that texturing it with the toothbrush helps achieve that airiness. Okay. So after that, you'll just want to clean up the edges. You could push up the bottom ridge if any of it got smushed down. You can roughen up the edges. You can make sure you have a little bit of lines in the scoop itself. So that's pretty much the scoop from here. Now what we do is add the chips. The chips are, this is Sculpey 3, and it looks like the color is worn off. I think it's called suede brown. And what I do is I take a pin and I tease a little bit out, and I add it to my ice cream with a pin. Now, because you don't want the little chocolate bits to fall off, poke it into the clay fairly well. You don't want to create holes, but you're just adding the chips in. So it's literally teasing little pieces off of that suede brown. And I like the suede brown for chocolate chips, and like in the cookies and cream. I find that the burnt umber is a nice brown color, but this is like a grayed down brown color. where the other one with the white, the brown gets too light. This still holds a lot of the richness without becoming yellow or orange. So you could pick some of the color up and transition it along because you want large chunks and small chunks. So this is how we do it. And then I will have photos. Now, basically, once you bake it, I take a safety pin once it's cool and I push it through the top all the way down through the cone itself. And then I let it sit for a few minutes. I take the safety pin out and I put the head pin through the back way. And that's how I form my food into jewelry. It's after it bakes and cools, I force a pin through, and that's where my head pin goes. So I hope that you enjoyed this. It's hard to see the mint color in this light, but I'll take some good pictures for the cover. Thanks so much for joining me, guys. Bye.